Say it with me, chat. Motion denied, Italy in 5. Say it again, chat. Motion denied, Italy in 5.
Update on the DDG and Halle Bailey situation. She finally responded to DDG, and this is what she has to say. Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So yesterday I posted a story of how DDG has filed an order against Halle Bailey so that she can go out to Italy with their son. She can travel with their son. And we all know that she had an appointment, a job to do, or I think she has a shoot to do in Italy, and she was supposed to leave on Saturday. And DDG filed this lawsuit on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. And this has struck entire conversations. And some people are saying that yes, Halle will not be able to take Halo out of the country. But now Halle has responded, a lawyer has responded, and the court has what's the word? The court has dismiss DDG claim of Halle being mentally unstable to be able to travel with their child. And this has also struck more conversation because it's almost like people are doing team DDG and team Halle Bailey at this point, because some people are saying that Halle doesn't have the right to take their child out of it, but why some people are saying that DDG doesn't have the right to stop her, and some people are saying that why did DDG file the law case initially, like when Halle filed the restraining order, why didn't he come with all this evidence? Why now? Anyway, guys, let's go check out the update, people's response to it, and then we'll come back and talk more.
Just like that, Halle is still going to Italy, and DDG is still going to be live streaming from his basement.
Okay.
Now, yesterday we have reported that DDG had filed a motion to stop Halle from going to Italy with their son. As of 6:42 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, it stated that DDG's temporary restraining order against Halle has been denied. I guess he has to go back on Twitch and let the world know that he's a loser. Now, in the judge's ruling, it goes on to say that Halle is free to leave the country with their child for business and personal reasons. But we're going to rewind a little bit, because after DDG had filed that motion, Halle actually filed a reply. Now, after DDG had filed his motion, Halle and her attorneys came back and stated, I am requesting that the courts deny DDG, and they also stated that instead of the request from the courts to grant me permission to take my son to the country to perform my employment duties. Now, she goes on in this request and asks the judge to stop DDG, his family and friends from posting about their son as well as herself online, including their litigation on all social media platforms listed above. Now, she stated that DDG had waited till June 4th to ask for custody orders and visits with their son since the issuance of the temporary restraining order. So basically, he was trying to clog up the courts. She goes on to state that she already has expressed that she had struggles with depression, anxiety, as well as thoughts of suicide. And she stated that without having to show her doctor's notes or anything like that, that she did receive the care to address those issues. Finally, she finishes out her statement and says that she has been and remains to be 100% available and capable parent to their son. And finally, she states, if he was truly concerned about my parenting, why wait till June 4th to file this motion?
Exactly.
Because was it truly about her parenting, or were you really trying to stop her from going to Italy? And was it really about control?
The reason that so many DDG supporters thought that his motion for sole custody and a restraining order against Halle was going to be granted is because they too don't care about their kids and have never been to family court to fight for custody of their kids. Yesterday, when I was on live, the DVD supporters wanted to fight me because I said that it was highly unlikely that a judge would grant his request given the fact that he tried to do it last minute to prevent Halle from traveling with her son on Saturday. I also said that his evidence wasn't strong enough, not that it wasn't true, but it wasn't strong enough to present to a judge and have them tell someone who they gave sole custody to and a restraining order to that they can't travel out the country with their kid at the last minute. It's also very clear that he filed this motion as retaliation against Halle, not because he wanted actual custody of his son. He was at streaming university, throwing parties, getting lit and flirting with girls when he could have been fighting for his son a month ago. And y'all are going to keep trying to argue that it's because she's a woman. No, it's because she did what a grown adult is supposed to do and take it to court the first time and fight for custody of her kid, and he did not. Now, I hope little Halo enjoys Italy. I never been, but I'm sure he's going to turn up out there.
And the court has denied DDG's request, and I've been trying to explain this to you guys. You guys keep coming under my video saying, what now, what now? Well, this is what's now. The claim was denied. Like I said, DDG does not care about that son. There's no way you sat and did Streamer University and you've been streaming for all this time, but the moment Halle decides to get full custody, you want to decide, oh, she been abusing me, she been doing this, she been doing that, she's crazy, she's this, she's that. Baby, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. And here's my thing. For the woman that takes up for him and the man that takes up for him, what do y'all gain from that? Especially if the judge and the courts themselves have been denying his claims and saying that what Halle is saying is true. What type of delusion do y'all feed into?
Say it with me, chat. Motion denied, Italy in 5. Say it again, chat. Motion denied, Italy in 5. Shout out to Halo, because he about to enjoy that gelato in Italy with his mama all summer. Okay? Y'all got in my comments and dragged me. Told me that DDG was going to win. And he was not going to allow Halle to go to Italy. That is not how the court works. The court of public opinion does not matter. The court is the court. You got to remember, I have been a social worker for over 20 years. I have dealt with so many cases in the court system. Okay? The court is going to go with the facts. Update as of June 5th of 2025 at 6:42 a.m. Daryl Granberry Jr. temporary restraining order against Halle Bailey has been denied. Halle is free to leave the country with her child for business and personal reasons to go to Italy. Shazam!
Halle just took Halo to St. Lucia in May, right? If DDG claims are correct and Halle posed an imminent threat to their son, why, when she took Halo to St. Lucia, which he had previous knowledge of, she communicated that with his mother, that they were going to St. Lucia. He knew she was going out of the country with his son. Why didn't he go to the court then to say, she poses an imminent risk to my son and I don't want her leaving the country? Because she's not an imminent threat to his son. If she's a threat to their son, why is she having to beg DDG to get Halo? Why is he refusing visits with Halo if Halle is such this unstable person? Because she's not. All this boils down to is DDG being unable to control Halle, Halle removing herself from DDG, and removing all that access that he had when he was with her. That's why he's always threatened to ruin her image, because he thinks coming out with all this information is going to make Halle lose stock and not be invited to Met Galas, not get into those rooms that he wants to be in. But what he's failing to realize, and what everybody's failing to realize, some negative things can come out about Halle. It does not take away the fact that she's super talented and has a bright future in this industry. Yes, things are rocky right now, but this girl is going to have a wonderful career, and it pisses DDG off because he won't.
So DDG's motion was denied, which anybody with common sense, we knew that was going to happen because it was based off of him just trying to spite Halle, and not actually because he felt like he was in any danger or he felt like his child was in any danger. If he actually cared, he wouldn't have been on Streamer University. He would have been working diligently to show that he was trying to make sure that he was still going to have the custody that he wanted with his son. He does not care about Halo. Okay, I think we could just go ahead and wrap that up. That is a content baby to him, and he didn't care about him before he was born. He don't really care about him now that he's here. What I will say, I have a few thoughts, right? Honestly, I think all of the information that has come out, because I do believe that there are three sides to a story: his, hers, and the truth. Do I believe Halle's more? Absolutely. That's just because I have common sense and critical thinking skills, and I know men. Hello, shocker. Everything that we have seen with our own eyes and everything that they have presented from both sides just proves even more that they had no business having this baby. And this is what we be trying to tell y'all. Y'all don't be having no business having babies with the people that y'all have them with, or at the time in the space that you are in your life. You should not be having a baby. So when, he reveals that she contemplated having an abortion, I don't know what he thought that was supposed to do. I don't understand. Because I think any woman will tell a man, hey, I'm not having this baby if you're not trying to be here. If we're not going to do this together. That wasn't a threat. I just felt like that was logical. And I know she loves Halo. He's here. He's beautiful, all the things. Yeah, she should have went to the clinic. Y'all had no business having no baby together. This is what we be trying to tell y'all, but y'all don't want to listen to people. Okay? And I understand what it's like to be in that situation. I've had to make a hard choice. I don't regret it. I would do it again if I had to. Okay? Because it's about what's best for you, and what's best for you has to come first before you even have a child. Because if you're not right and you're not together, that child is not going to have a good experience. Because although Halo has resources, he's never gonna financially not have what he needs. He has a village. This dysfunction between DDG and Halle is going to affect him. It is. So I just say all that to say, if you are in a position right now, man, woman, whatever, young or old, if you don't think that you should, don't. Yeah. If you're pregnant right now, or your partner is pregnant right now and you are not sure, don't.
See, I don't want to believe some of y'all is dumb as what y'all look like. I don't want to be mean. In my last video, I clearly stated that DDG was trying to act like nothing was going on in his life. He then took his behind and went to the streamer university, acting like he didn't have this case going on, acting like he didn't have the proof that he claim is out now. The text messages, where was all of that when Halle was getting the upper hand on you and your son? Where was all of that proof then? Like, it just don't make common sense. This man ain't he wasn't using his head, or he didn't care at the time, or he just got so much money he thought the lawyers was gonna handle everything. Reality check, boo. It don't work like that. Them kids is a serious matter. And Halle is playing chess. You're playing checkers. Them little text messages and that little proof you got, that ain't nothing, because guess what? Halle still has the upper hand, boo. DDG, I don't think you're thinking right. I don't think you have people that really know what they doing over there. Because this was supposed to have been in the court's hands. I don't know who the source is. I don't know who putting all this information out. Now that you have the proof and these text messages, that don't mean nothing, boo. That don't mean nothing. We never said Halle was playing the victim. That's not the situation. You want to be like, oh, who's victim? It's the key of the matter is who's wrong and who's right, baby boy. And you still looking like you're a narcissist. You're still looking like a manipulator, because that information ain't for us. That information should have been for the court. So I don't think the right people got the information. Or do they? Because Halle's still winning in this case, boo. I'm not going to say the motion was denied or what. I don't really know. But I know from facts that she already have a restraining order on you. So you need to sit this one out. You need to sit this one out. Because you're not doing nothing still. So for the dummies in the back, I don't think y'all understand how laws work. So sit this one out. Y'all not lawyers. Y'all not in the court either. So sit this one out. Sit this one out. And DDG, like I said in my last video, go take a nap, because it seemed like that's what you was doing when Halle put all her evidence in and you just sat there and was acting like nothing wasn't going on. And like I said in my last video, the facts are there. Bye-bye.
A man will literally drive a woman crazy, prove that he drove her crazy, and then when she starts acting crazy, y'all are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. He was right all along. She's so toxic. And I think that y'all do this because women, quite frankly, don't crash out often enough, and when they do, they don't go hard enough. I saw the text that DDG released between he and Halle, and while I have both received and sent crazier ones, I'll admit that was crazy. And yet all it does is prove that she was right. Even in the 2022 text messages, she is begging for him to treat her like a person, to treat her with respect and care. And he's like, not gonna do that. Then she gets pregnant, and it's also obvious to me that y'all know nothing about pregnancy hormones. But anyway, she gets pregnant, is thinking about not keeping it, changes her mind, and y'all are like, ooh, that's so toxic and manipulative. She doesn't have to have a baby she doesn't want. That's the whole point. And if she changes her mind, that's her right too. But he's all, I want the baby, I want the baby. Fine. So they have the baby, and then he runs off to Mexico, leaves her with the baby, and does who knows what with who knows who, except we know exactly what he was doing and who he was doing it with. Like, aside from the fact that pregnancy hormones and postpartum depression literally have women so depressed and so down on themselves that sometimes they slip into psychosis, sometimes they actually do harm themselves. What did you guys think she was going to do? What did you want from her? I'll throw around the term crash out, crash out. Oh, I'm such a crash out. I'm crashing out. Then somebody actually does it and y'all are like, oh my God, no way, she's crazy. Like, he put out a diss track on her in response to one of the most pivotal moments of her entire career. So you know he's had nothing nice to say to her behind closed doors for who knows how long. But against everybody's better judgment, they stay together. She gets pregnant and they break up. And instead of being there to support her as the mother of his child or to be there with the baby he said he wanted so bad, he runs off and does whatever he wants whenever he wants, ignores her when she asks for help, and now uses that baby as a content baby. And you think she's crazy? I've seen men have worse crash outs over losing a game. I watched a man's TV once because he lost a bet. Are you kidding me? I'm not saying what Halle did was right, but I'm saying when you look at it in the big context of everything else happening, what else was she supposed to do? How did you want her to handle this if not to crash out? I have seen y'all get on here and crash out for less. Be real.
Please let me know what you think about the story down in the comment section, people's reaction. So go down in the comment section, share your thought. But please, as always, keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thought. Okay. So I'm happy that this has been finalized because I think for me, it's the fact that she was traveling, that's tomorrow on Saturday, and DDG is playing these games and all that. And I do feel personally DDG did this out of spite to get her so that to delay whatever job she's going to Italy to do. So by the time they're doing the back and forth, maybe she didn't expect the courts to respond to him him filing so fast, and but it has been responded to, and she can travel with their baby. I feel like DDG did not count on how fast the response was going to come because he was thinking if I do it towards weekend, then she won't be able to travel. Maybe I can delay her for another week, which maybe she can lose the job, and that is not even a good look for her career. And this is what, like, when we talk about be careful who you choose to have have a child with, because these are the type of control they are going to have about you. Even try to get to how you get your money, even try to affect your bag. And this is why it is very, very crucial. If not that the court responded on time, she might or won't have been able to meet up with her appointment she has in Italy on Saturday. And that is a job that pays a bill, that supports her. So just be careful. Sometimes some of us are lying down with our biggest hopes, and we have to keep our eyes open and be intentional. Because if somebody had told Halle like 3-4 years ago that, or 3 years ago, how many years did they date again, that, oh, DDG will be doing this to stop her from getting her back, no, she would like, oh no, he loves me. And the truth is that when a man is making you crash out and making you feel insecure, making you feel unsure about cheating and all that, I think it's just better that time you clock it. And like the other creator said, like when things are not going, like when things doesn't feel right in a relationship, even when it feels right, use your logical thinking and ask yourself, is this the person I want to have a child with? She was already crashing out with about DDG's attitude, behavior, begging for attention, asking for validation and not getting it, and yet still went ahead to have a child. I know somebody dropped a comment talking about how we should stop telling people what to do with their body and all that. But you see, having kids, we have to, because at the end of the day, they are going to crash out like this. At the end of the day, we've seen how women are made like running, like they are running crazy. These men want to run them crazy just because of the fact that they choose to have a child with this type of men. And at the end of the day, it becomes a thing of tussle that even affects the child, affects you mentally, physically. Somebody that you choose not to have anything to do with, but because you have a child with them, you now have to deal with all their BS. They have to start trying to get to you, try to get with your bag and all that. And as women, those are the things that we should be protecting ourselves and be clocking ourselves. So if you know a sister that comes to you or a friend that comes to you and say, "Oh, I'm pregnant," sit that down and like, "Are you sure? Sure." And DDG, I've like people said, I don't think DDG did it, like I said in the beginning, for legal reasons so that he can have his son, and he did it to stop a bag. For me, period. He did it is almost like a very revengeful thing. That's what he did. He was trying to get his lead back. Hello, leaving the country is not all that rocket science for him. Like, I don't think that he wants to get to Halle. And for me, that is the only access he has, is using their child. So ladies, be careful, keep your eyes open, be intentional, stop going around popping these babies out there. And some people are going to blackmail like, "Oh, children are a blessing." I know they are a blessing, but anyway, go on and share your thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Do see.